Hi, my name's Priya. I'm a dietitian and I'm mum to 6 children. With 8 people in our family, cooking on a budget and watching those pennies is really important to us. So I'm here to share some of our tips and tricks and talk you through a really delicious stir-fry recipe that my whole family love. So today we're going to be talking around some of the ways that we save money not only on buying our food but also top ways that we save energy cooking it too. So let me share with you some of my top tips on saving time, saving money and saving on your energy costs as well whilst you're cooking. Number one, we make sure that we shop around and we look for the reduced price items. This can mean that we go shopping at a specific time. So for example, first thing in the morning, last thing in the evening, you can sometimes find those extra special savings. We've got a really big freezer, so we like to freeze things as we buy them, but also keep a note of what we've got because sometimes those items can then just never get used. Number two, we like to meal plan. So thinking about what the foods we've already got in the store cupboard, in the fridge, in the freezer, making sure that we use the things we've got and then buying any extras that we need. I like to meal plan with variety across the week. So one day having oily fish, another day red meat, a couple of days maybe with chicken, and then having some plant-based options for the rest of the time. Also with some quick wins, so jacket potatoes with baked beans and cheese is always a favourite in my house, a pasta dish, and then this stir fry that I'm going to show you as well. Number three, chopping up vegetables ahead of time. Sometimes when you're cooking, it takes more time to do that cooking because you haven't got things prepped. So preparing your vegetables, having everything ready to go before you turn on the gas or the electricity can be a real time saver. Things like marinating your meat as well overnight in the fridge can mean that all those flavours get into the meat so you don't have to spend as much time on the cooking process itself. And number four, using more one pot dishes. So for example, tray bakes such as a large baking dish like this is going to save you time and energy. You can put it all in the one dish, pop it in the oven to cook. Using something like a casserole dish is also another way to do this, or even better if you've got a slow cooker, that is a way to save on energy. You can leave it on, it uses less electricity than using your oven would. Or my current favourite is using something like a multi-cooker. So I can do something like a chili or a bolognese from start to finish in 15 minutes in this because I can pressure cook it. Also really great for things like curries, for example, or doing an entire chicken in one go. So on to the cooking. As I said, I'm making a super speedy stir fry. I'm going to be using a range of different ingredients. I'll talk you through as we go. Firstly, on with the hot stove. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in here, about a tablespoon. And it goes, and allow that to heat up. I've already pre-chopped all of my ingredients because it makes it so much quicker when it comes to time. I'm going in with some onion. So I'm using a mix here of red onion and spring onions, only because that's what I have in the bottom of the fridge. So I'm just using up the leftovers. Giving those a quick stir fry round, and now I'm going to go in with my garlic. I've got 2 cloves of garlic here, then chopped up, and I've got about this much ginger, but grated. And I've grated that using the skin as well, so there's no waste. Top tip with your ginger, you can keep it in the freezer and then grate it from frozen. Right, now in with the vegetables. So you go in with your harder, firmer vegetables first, and they've got more cooking time. So I've got peppers and carrots going in now. And then we're using a mix of fresh and a frozen stir-fry pack. Now that's just because we picked up this frozen stir-fry pack super cheap in the supermarket, put it in the freezer to use for a meal like this. So use what you've got, what you can find, and what you can pick up for a good price. There we go. Veg is in. I'm going to go in with the mushrooms now. These are adding some extra protein as well. And once that's had a little cook around, I'm going to add in the frozen vegetables as well. There we go. Right, whilst that has a moment to cook down, I'm going to start making my sauce. There we go. So the protein that I'm using, I've got some chicken. Now this chicken was from a roast chicken that we had the other day. I pulled all of the chicken off the carcass and then saved it, and it's given us enough for another meal. And then I'm also going to be using some kidney beans, and this just means that you don't have to use as much chicken. You could use one or the other. You could use tofu, you could use fish, you could use prawns, whatever it is that you've got and that you and your family enjoy. There we go, the vegetables are just starting to defrost nicely now in my wok, with all of those lovely flavours from the garlic and the ginger and the onions in there. If you wanted to add some chilli, you could also add this in. I've got children who aren't that keen on chilli, so what we do is we have a little pot of chilli that we keep on the table. Anyone who wants it can then sprinkle it in later. Right, I think that's going nicely, so I'm going to make my sauce now. So I'm going to be using a really simple sauce. So I'm using lemon juice, Chinese spice, some honey, and soy sauce. So we've got the sweet from the honey, we've got the salty, we've got that slight sharpness, and then we've got that flavour as well coming through. I'm going to go in with my Chinese spice here. Nice big teaspoon. Smells delicious. And then I'm going to add in honey. So I'm going for 2 smaller teaspoons of honey here. In with that honey. That's it. And then lemon juice. Always hard to judge, isn't it, with lemon juice when you're using it from one of these, but just a dash or so. And then soy sauce. Ideally, if you can, a low salt one. I'm just going to put a generous tablespoon in there. Just thinking of heart health and salt. And then around we go. Stirring in all those flavours. Now when you come to serving your stir fry, let's make sure you've got those carbohydrates in there for balance. So I'm going to be serving mine today with some rice noodles, because that's what I've got. And also, I can't actually eat wheat, but you could use rice, you could use egg noodles, whatever it is that you've got and that you enjoy. Right. I'm now going to go in with my protein. So hopefully you can see all those lovely colours in that stir fry. I've got all that diversity in there. I'm going to add in the chicken. Now this is already cooked. If you were using chicken from raw, you'd want to cook it before you do your vegetables. And then take it out of the wok, set it aside and add it back in at this point. There is my chicken going in, and then I'm going to add in the kidney beans as well. This is just a tin of kidney beans. I've rinsed them and then drained them. In we go with those. There we go. So again, we're adding more plants in here and we're reducing the cost of using so much meat, but making that meal a little bit cheaper. And then that's it. Stir fry is basically cooked. That only took a few minutes. I'm going to allow mine just to cook for a couple minutes more so that my carrots get nicely cooked, because my children don't like too crunchy carrots. Good, so you can leave that now just to cook through. You can pop a lid on it, which enables it to steam. And then you can get on with cooking your carbohydrate. So while I left the stir fry with the lid on, softening those vegetables, I've been busy cooking my carbohydrate. So I've gone for rice noodles, but again, you could use whatever you like. These are so quick to cook. I did them in the microwave with a little bit of water, a plate on top, and they took 3 minutes. I'm going to dish up my rice noodles. I love these. There we go. Now do be aware that if you buy the ones that are straight to wok, they tend to be more expensive. Sometimes they look like they're not, but check how many portions the packs serve and then compare it that way as well. So here we go. Go in for dishing up this delicious stir fry. Hopefully you can see all the colours that are in here. And we've got that sauce as well. There we go. That back. And then optional chilli on the top. I'm going to go for it and sprinkle some on. Perfect. And there we have our super fast, easy one pot stir fry. Now let's go in for the pricing. Any guesses? So we've priced this up on the Sainsbury's website, the Aldi website, and then using our cost savings as well. So the Sainsbury's website came in at £1.77 a person. The Aldi website came in at £1.56 a person. We managed to save some costs because we had bought that stir fry pack ahead of time and the chicken was left over from another meal, so we had a cost saving there too, making our meal here 99 pence a portion. You can't really argue at that, can you? So I do hope that you'll give this stir fry a go, and do let me know in the comments how you get on as well. Thanks for watching.